Hello. So the original video is on the description. If you can open a new tab and give the original creator his likes and let it play muted while you watch the reaction, would be very nice to give the original creator his views too. It's a video about Red Dead, the drunk driving simulator with a cowboy game attached to it. Let me show something. Ta-da! Our achievements from Red Dead Redemption. I did it. I did not think I would do it because I talk about the online and I was like, fucking hell, why they put online achievements? I don't want to do it. But I started playing it to see how it was after I finished the normal game. And I was like, yeah, it's okay, could be better. But it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was gonna be to do it. So I ended doing it and completed 100% of the achievements. Kinda nice. Okay, now let's go with the video. Let's see if the quality is alright. I think this one. And this art that he made.
Drunk driving. You know it, you love it. We do not condone
What the hell?
in any way, shape, or form. No matter
Oh, he's going
funny
so
it is,
fast.
I am neither encouraging my viewers to booze nor to cruise. But I am going to commit several felonies that have not been invented yet.
Let's go.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is the greatest drunk driving simulator that I have ever played, with a funny cowboy game attached to it. And I've got to say that compared to the various liquor laborings and inebriation transportations, that the cowboy part is pretty alright too. Taking place in one of the most massive, beautiful, and fleshed out worlds in gaming, with the greatest protagonist I've ever experienced, the greatest villain I've ever seen, and the most hated villain I've ever seen, if I have only played one singular video game. And considering the absolute size of
But I do like Arthur.
this bitch, that is a possibility. Of course, that is Red Dead Redemption 2 before the miraculous experience that is modding the game until John is building his house during a violent
What the fuck?
So if you are new to this channel, please allow me to describe to you the premise of this video. I do not explain games. I do not make them easier to understand. I add to the mystery of not playing the game by continuously spreading misinformation about it. And I am going to back up everything I am saying with the most legitimately unhinged
His
video
hair.
that is
What the fuck?
so absolutely choreographed, so meticulously constructed that I've planned out every single angle for every single shot in this video. And sometimes I will make the screen do this. So join me as we recount the themes, story, and gameplay of this fantastic software, as experienced through the dying brain of a standard where we will learn nothing, accomplish nothing, and flat out black out by going full throttle.
This was a low one or death.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, it's bad. After you finish the chapter 1, the best thing to do is make a save, so you don't have to do it no more. And the letter save at the start of chapter 2 always there, so when you want to replay the game, you can just replay from chapter 2. I think is better. It's too long, I guess.
Skip that shit.
What the fuck?
I broke the goddamn wheel.
Flying down from the tutorial in a completely random direction, the gang finds themselves in the beautiful, wide-open countryside of New Hanover, representing new opportunities, green pastures, and a fresh start for all the kidnapping and murder that we have intently planned on fitting. I can see absolutely no consequences for this, as Dutch is a very stable man.
Really like to play with it.
Dutch. Plan. What? Money.
All right, Dutch, I'd follow you unquestioningly for several years.
To emphasize our newfound freedom from the parasitic authorities, haha, look at this guy, he's trying to fund Social Security. The game offers us a great deal of discretion, allowing us to terrorize the public with various methods.
Really like to explode heads, I guess. It's kind of fun. One thing that I like to do is play with the... What's the name? What the hell? I forgot the name. Let me just put it here in the side. The Google Translate. Scope it in place. With the shotgun and kill people by exploding the heads. And if you want to, you can dismember them. You can use the revolvers too. You just after you kill them, you start hitting the head, and then it's gonna explode. And then you go to the other members, to the arms and legs. You can make the guy a meat. It's kind of... Oh shit. Okay. I ended the recording by mistake. I'm gonna have to put on the editor together the two. It's not a problem. Okay, let's continue.
And if I decide that I want to sit here for 2 hours and smoke 500 cigarettes, then it is my God-given right to do so. The founding fathers died for this shit, and now so will I. For an example of just one night I had in the town, I dragged a man through a river of human shit, antagonized random dudes on the street, entered the saloon, got absolutely plastered on gasoline, got into a bar fight, lost in a bar fight, quickly made an exit by flying through the window, and discovered the amazing risk-free joys of drunk driving. This is not an endorsement of dangerous behavior, as the beer actually improves your driving skills. 80% of crashes are caused by sober drivers. But what makes Blue Do Bamboozle, Green Themed Reconvene, Yeller Feller Endeavor, Black Sack Get 'em Back, and Turquoise Purloined Embroiling 2 into a really fun series of games that I will be cutting between at random intervals is the fact that public harassment in this world is not only entertaining and morally justifiable, but it's in fact extremely profitable, as about 90% of all minor altercations will end in a gunfight, making the ensuing murder and kidnapping a reasonable act of self-defense, and giving me the obligation to ensure their property is returned to its rightful owner, exactly as the founding fathers intended. Speaking of being highly profitable and courteous to our fellow man, if you happen to be a big fan of the root of all evil, then this is essentially the perfect software, as all gameplay mechanics, story, and general premises in this game revolve solely around the acquisition of money, making this possibly the most realistic game ever set in America. You can make money by exploring the map.
The Blackwater bunker mission.
Don't do that. It's a little snowy out here. Committing a highway robbery that never actually works. Committing a highway murder, riding into a ranch and skinning every single animal.
Even the dogs, if you want.
Slowly, Old MacDonald fucking had a farm, turning into a bird and asking people for seeds, robbing a train, evading the pursuing gang stalkers, stealing the entire train, and reminiscing on the beauty of America's once fabulous high-speed rail network, as well as helping numerous individuals, actively begging the player for a taste of delicious lead. But by far the most efficient way to make money is also the avenue by which you spend.
Ooh.
We are fucked. And no, I am not referring to gambling again, though that is a very efficient and...
The gambling challenge was something else to do, bro. What the fuck? I will never do it again. That's why I never doing the 100% again, because I'm not doing the gambling challenge again.
Safe prospect, as I reserve the right and privilege to summon 90 Cheetos whenever I lose a hand, but rather through engagement with the various schemes and heists made available by our fellow criminals, which of course will have no long-term consequences, as Dutch is very eager to inform us. Because yes, though I do in fact work for an extremely high premium, our main task is not only the advancement of our wealth, but that of our entire camp of quirky characters, who after routinely performing Balkan-level massacres for, and donating millions of dollars to the max-level camp, we'll have Dutch turn around and tell me that we need to do just one more, and that he needs just a little more money, as
one
he
more
spent
bank.
the entire camp budget on fucking candles.
Someone Anyone who is good at the economy, please help me. My plan is falling apart.
Well, Dutch, have you tried not
I have a
spending
plan
so
or
much on
two.
candles?
The candles are a key part of my plan, Orchard, and I find it
Oh, shut.
disrespectful that you're bringing them up again.
Frankly, Black Lung, I don't think I can see enough around here.
Like, I would appreciate it if you fucking killed yourself.
As you can probably tell by this point, the only thing more batshit than the basic gameplay is the advanced gameplay. Moving from location to beautiful location and chronicling the story of the Vanderlyn gang as they literally cannot stop killing people. Or most accurately, cannot stop ordering you to kill people specifically. Like, there's this mission in game where I'm escorting women to the store and it made me reconsider my opinion on the franchise. It is truly incredible how much faster draft horses were in 1899.
Dude, this car kicks ass, and I can watch Madagascar while I'm driving.
What
For
the
another example
fuck?
of a productive money-making
Ooh.
activity, my favorite mission is definitely the one where you go to
Lenny.
the store and get so shit-faced that you begin to be haunted by the numerous ghosts of your dead friend
the
Lenny,
day you
whose
go on
accident
the
was unavoidable,
room.
yet the regret still haunts our protagonist to this day. I could go on, but if I were to talk about all the missions, we would be here for an extended runtime, longer than the entirety of Breaking Bad, with 20 hours to spare. So forgive me if my insane rambling happens to pass over some details, like the amazing side quest where you play as the secret gang member,
What the
Bones Vanderlyn,
fuck?
who honestly was a pretty positive influence on the gang overall, and had a lot to say about anti-skeleton racism. And I know this is going to piss off a lot of my viewers, but these guys deserve reparations, and my channel is no place for the calciphobic. Rather, we are instead going to focus on the overall story of the gang and how it closely parallels the failure of the nation once known as America. Should interest rates become more lopsided, they will buy Italy next. The broad fields of New Hanover, therefore, represent to the gang and to the player
Got
a
it.
pure, wholehearted
He
expression
just
of
disappeared.
radical freedom, made possible only by the wide-open countryside, slavery, and the elimination of all those who stand in our way. Just like in the real America, which historically killed up to 8 million people to grow corn, and we would do it again. Do not be alarmed, though. I have absolutely no issues with the American government, because my true enemy is the American people, and there is
Let's
still
go.
so much pain yet to inflict.
What the fuck? Everybody kill each other.
I don't know where the hell we are, but you are going to behave, Arthur, you hear me?
Sure thing, Dutch. Sure thing.
Roads. I think it is the chapter 3 camp. I think it's my favorite, I guess. Holy, what the fuck? What the fuck? So chaotic.
Every oil wagon I can get done.
So after a laborious moving process involving the careful transportation of the women and children, we find ourselves exploring the wonderful, peaceful civilization of the state of Lemoyne. Meaning, of course, that I am blessed with the unique opportunity to discuss the topic of race relations in the post-Mellum
Oh yeah,
South.
this
A
doctor.
task which was apparently so hard for the devs that they simply set all plantation workers to be white people,
Oh,
so as to bypass the issue entirely.
What?
South. A task which was apparently so hard for the devs that they ceased relations in the post-Mellum South. A task which was apparently so hard for the devs that they simply set all plantation workers to be white people, so as to bypass the issue entirely. You will be working on your own land, you fucking Yakubian experiment. But we here on the Max0r channel are not ones to sugarcoat real history. Nor are we going to disguise the horrors sadly inflicted on the skeleton race. This being said, I
Skeleton
can
race.
completely understand, as a historically accurate Arthur Morgan would in fact be throwing the hard R faster than he throws his bullets.
Arthur, can you
that's kind of
explain
true,
what
I guess.
the hell you just did to me?
Well, Dutch, I just don't understand why I can't say it. I mean,
Imagine it.
Lenny says it all the
You
time.
can't say that word in camp, Arthur.
Imagine Arthur saying. Arthur saying nigga, nigga.
Our word, okay? You're gonna have to trust me on this one. Of course, I'm allowed to say it because I am the special boy who can say the special racism, but like...
You can say it.
More importantly, Lenny's a skeleton now, so honestly, at this point, you're being bigoted in two ways.
The Vanderlyn gang might be murderous, genocidal, kleptomaniacal, and against every form of law and basic reasoning. But we are not going to do a hecking racist arena, and you will be forced to play the side mission where Bones and Lenny form a unique relationship of racial solidarity in opposition to the ruling capitalist class. And Arthur is just kind of like, you know, I feel pretty oppressed too with all the police chasing me, and Bones just kind of responds with, I'm sorry, Arthur, but you just wouldn't understand. Now, up until this point, I have been disguising a few important gameplay mechanics from you, which are all very important steps for Orchard to be Red Dead redeemed or something. I wouldn't know, I didn't play the game, all this footage is from my secret evil twin. Starting of course with your health, representing the ability to get shot, which is restored by intentionally getting hit by small bullets so that you eventually build a resistance to big ones. Your stamina, which is restored by stealing
Everything
food and cocaine
yellow.
present in unattended houses. And most interestingly, the Deadeye meter, representing your ability to kill everyone
Nice.
very quickly, and a skill which I have hitherto not shown in the video because it is really bad looking on camera. Unusually restored only by
true.
copious
It's
amounts
got sour
of
yellow.
drinking and smoking. Which means that yes, drinking is not only used for the arduous task of vehicular operation, but is also a core gameplay mechanic, utterly vital to the flow of combat, and necessitating the vast majority of my dad's income when I was 7 years old. Although you can't really blame the guy since there are 13 different ways to drink alcohol in this game and 0 ways to drink water. Speaking of not drinking any water and rapidly filling my stamina bar, one of the best and most effective ways for Arthur to boost his endurance is the consumption of a special item known as Gamer Sups Energy Drinks.
What the
which
hell?
has this really cool mission about it
It's
where Arthur and
sponsored.
Jose offer the people of Rhodes various unique flavors of energy at only 40 cents per serving. Okay, everyone shut the fuck up, causing the local townsfolk to clamor into the video description, where they will use code Max0r with
Okay.
the 0 for 10% off all products. Featuring a wide assortment of delicious energy flavors such as the Chug Juice, Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000, and Grandma's Ashes, which are all of course real flavors that you can actually buy, filling the local populace with so much energy that they enter a transcendent state of productivity known as getting fucked up on the subs, and attracting the attention of the local authorities at the presence of such criminal deals. Hundreds of people may be dead now, but that is how I keep the price low. Speaking of offering criminal deals and maintaining a defense against inflation, I probably should have mentioned by this point that Red Dead Redemption takes place in a fictional universe where those who rightfully commit mass murder and arson are attacked by a special gang called the Police, who actually try to stop you from doing crimes. And the main plot of this game is centered around this very conflict. You might call it battery and assault. Dutch calls it keeping the rent low in our neighborhood. Law's been on us for a good
Fucking
time
Dutch.
now, Black Lung. Maybe now's not the time for you to be hanging around.
Yeah, maybe Sean shouldn't be using that stupid Read It page so much.
And now
No,
he's
come
gonna
on now,
die.
Arthur. Reddit is my favorite website.
Well, can't say he didn't deserve it. This is, of course, in great contrast to how it is in real America, where the police exist mainly to evict single mothers. But in the hyperbolic and unrealistic world of Tan Can Revenge 2, the police primarily try to stop you from killing people, cause you to kill more people in self-defense, shrug their shoulders 3 hours after a crime is committed, and then send about 20 bounty hunters to annoy me instead. Founded upon a system of bystanders and crime reports, meaning that if
back
a
in
person
the
happens to
shots.
observe your misdeeds, you are subtly
Shot
encouraged
in the
to
back.
terminate the remaining witnesses. Sorry that I talk about everything in a really roundabout way, but you kill them. You drag them off cliffs, you shoot them, you make Julius Caesar look like a fucking joke. But aside from just stabbing all your problems away, there are 2 different methods to ensure that the police at least temporarily leave us alone, which I am fairly interested in doing considering that I need to repeatedly go to the bullet store for no particular reason. The first, of course, being to simply lawfully surrender and to successfully resist the temptation to reach for your gun. At which point, you
I never
will be serving a
surrendered.
$320,000
I just
bounty
kill
for
everyone and
10,000
run from the
counts of
city.
murdering officers, 1,002 counts of murder, 437 counts of abduction, 3 counts of inducing vapors, 49 counts of horse inversion, 9 billion counts of assault, and at least 40,000 DUIs. 40,001 DUIs. And the second is to just pay off your debt to the state in cash, which usually totals to about 1/3 of the money you stole. Yes, I did calculate it. Yes, I did invest it on the cowboy stock market. And yes, I did lose it all on blackjack. Because this isn't actually about paying your debt to society. It's about your cut to the IRS. Which of course begs the question, if the gang is constantly being pursued by the police, and if that is a problem for us, why doesn't Dutch just go to the post office and pay his bounty?
True.
Is he stupid? The tranquil terrain and red roads of Georgia, therefore, represent the gang's ideal rebellion against a world far too civilized and far too willing to catch serial
All this
arsonists.
civilization.
Just like in the real America, everything is going to go downhill from here. And everything we do from this point forward is a raw statement of abject cruelty. It is all we have done. It is all we will do. The rapture happened in the year 2015, and 3 people were sent to heaven.
What the fuck?
Actually,
Chapter
never
4.
mind. Everything is going to go really great. Because Dutch just texted me in Blue Archive and told me that
I have
he
another
has a
plan.
We are going to Tahiti or some shit. Dutch, I am Arthur, and I am fucking constipated with tuberculosis. And, I can kill people. I can legally kill people and shoot them. Let's fucking do it, Arthur.
Saint-Denis.
A real city.
Bro.
The future.
Everybody kill each other. Ooh, holy shit. The legendary alligator. So fucking chaotic. What the hell is going on?
So after doing, whatever that was, I made that shit and I still don't know what I did. We awaken on the polluted shores of the city of Saint-Denis, a major municipality of boundless beauty and classy commerce. Commerce that makes
some
literally
nice
no
munitions.
sense, as Saint-Denis' only route to the ocean takes us over a gigantic-ass waterfall.
Woo!
Which, no doubt, would complicate the gang's escape to Tahiti in unforeseen ways. Why are there so many boats here? Who is putting them in the harbor? How can they get to the harbor? I have nobody to talk to about this. So to escape the consequences of our crimes and get to said tropical paradise, Dutch has a well-thought-out plan.
Money Tahiti. Money Tahiti. Money Tahiti.
I think Dutch hit his head a little too
Dancing girls.
We're ready to, that's right, commit even more crimes and get even more money. What could possibly go wrong? But first, we need to enter the
Low
big
def,
city by
low
putting on an
warner def.
elegant disguise, utilizing the game's extensive and normal customization options to convert to Islam, and with God's help, play the
the
rest
hell?
of the game as the changed man Abdullah Morgan, which, although a powerful build option with a variety of unique abilities, unfortunately means that I'm required to abstain from drinking. So instead, we are just going to play the entire rest of the game looking like this.
What the?
This is
His hair.
entirely for gameplay purposes. The Pinkertons are simply very unlikely to see this and conclude that it is human. Someone send the police after me because this shit is an actual crime. Now, other than role-playing as a recent escape from the Saint-Denis Zoo, there are many new kinds of entertainment which we can seek in the heart of the big city. Such as one, perhaps even 2 types of gambling and antagonizing the women's suffrage movement for some reason. But if we are desiring the true urban experience, there is no better place to be than the local theaters containing a myriad of impressive vaudeville shows, featuring fire-breathing dancers, exquisite comedic routines, 2250
What the
rabid
fuck?
grizzly bears, and a musical performance about the existence of the telephone. Damn, that shit is gas. Finally capping off with an act in which the performer asks you to shoot him, and then gets mad when you shoot him, as well as enjoying the novel and unusual Nickelodeons where the eunuch film pincher cuts his images very quickly. I'm really excited for the new movie, I say with excitement. Little did I know, it would be a feature.
Oh,
A
the
creature
bear.
feature.
The bear movie.
Featuring the creature. Though my personal favorite component of the American city experience would be catching a terminal illness and then going into permanent medical debt for it, which, as we all know, was the ultimate goal of the founding farters. Really, Red Dead Redemption 2 is just a game that is absolutely brimming with a frankly unnecessary amount of detail. So much so that it can sustain an entire YouTuber ecosystem whose job it is to point out things that are in the video game. And yes, while I might be a little bit guilty of that, the difference with my channel is that my videos are puzzles where you try to find the correct information. Like, for instance, did you know that in Blue Dude Bamboozle 2, in the mission where Sean dies, you will notice that his horse is missing. This is a subtle nod to the fact that in just a few moments, Sean's brain will also be missing. Did you know, if you happen to shoot a shopkeeper in the face, they will appear again with a large bandage but still serve you?
I know.
This is a subtle reference to the fact that they have forgotten us as a consequence of the brain damage. Did you know, horse testicles do in fact shrink when cold? That is actually in the game. That's true. And I will not show you it. Can we do the next fucking joke, please? Did you know that if you shoot Javier, stab Dutch, cannonball Strauss, burn Sadie with a Molotov, drag Micah off a cliff, explode Ms. Grimshaw, tie up Lenny, punch Mary Beth into the atmosphere, drag Hosea from a horse, throw an axe at Abigail, give radiation to Kieran for being a Hibernian, perform a duel against Jack, drown Pearson, run over Bill with a stagecoach, and insult John in front of his family?
Look at you fools.
John will be very mad with you. But my favorite detail in the entire game is that if the player donates $40,000 to the camp, and if this is before Dutch receives the traumatic brain injury that coincidentally makes him listen to Micah, the gang will finally have the money to journey down the waterfall and wash up unexpectedly upon the beautiful shores of Tahiti. Where after a long and arduous day of holding the W key for 4 minutes straight, and 1 minute gay, allows you to access the game's optional happy ending, where the Vanderlyn gang comes together to perform their very first land acknowledgement, followed by a brief 4 more minutes of walking in chains as an apology for doing slavery and white settler colonialism. Adding the island quest to the game was certainly a choice, definitely a decision.
It was supposed to be bigger, I guess, and you could go there and go to the city and come. You could go back to the island, I think, but they did not do it.
Indubitably a determination. And if I was Rockstar Games, I would probably try not to build a 2-foot prison for the player to show off my extinct iguana modeling and how bad everyone is at shooting things.
How the fuck did I miss?
But ultimately, it is a necessary prison for us to discover the deep underlying truth. Tahiti was never truly a place. It was an elaborate hallucination, and where good cowboys go to a farm upstate. Therefore, just like the rest of America, Arthur Morgan is now doomed to achieve only the worst possible outcomes, and will thus persist in defying all of the civilized world merely by continuing to live. Frankly, it is time for us to accept the facts. We are not going to escape civilization. We are not going to Tahiti. And I am an agent of the Antichrist.
Inescapable.
My videos are mediums for dark spirits, and that is how I get the game to look like this. Leaving us with only one pressing question for us to finally address. What the fuck are we even doing right now? So after playing for 2 hours inside of the definitely optional side quest that definitely takes place in Tahiti, Arthur Morgan returns to the accursed land of America with a new, optimistic outlook on life and the universe, leading him to retire from the outlaw life in order to pursue his true passion of stalking and killing innocent animals. And with an excessive 234 different species,
I got everything,
excessively long skin,
even the guarma animals. I got it too. And everything is on 100%. Why I did it, I don't know.
Which the developers worked very hard on, so please watch the entire thing. We will not let you skip it. Each kill is a digital blood sacrifice to Satan himself. There is certainly a lot of hunting to be done, and a lot of places to travel in the meantime, such as in the gleaming forests of Roanoke Ridge, where we bravely fought 10 to 20 copies of Jack.
Oh, Arthur. I was just starting to dream the silliest, softest of dreams. I miss you.
In the dank swamps of Bayou Noir, where I was killed and eaten by many alligators. In the sunny plains of West Elizabeth, where we extincted the last remaining buffalo, dooming us to interminable environmental collapse. In the beautiful vistas of Big Valley, where we shot at the hordes of perfidious Irishmen, an invasive species not native to this area. And in the deserts of New Austin, in the year of 2010, my dad bought a game for me called Red Dead Redemption 1, wherein I refused to play the actual game because I was too busy slaughtering and skinning all available farm animals in a 10-mile radius. Not to sell their skins, mind you, just for the love of the game. Which I did dutifully and elegantly for the next 5 hours.
It's nice
until
to
my dad told me that
skin
in order to keep
everything.
playing the game, I had to stop doing that. And as Arthur traveled all across these United States, meeting numerous people and killing numerous more, he dwelled on all of the things that had brought him to this moment, and realized with an uncomfortable clarity that this was stupid, that no matter how many crimes he committed, no matter how much money he donated, it was never enough to satisfy Dutch's insatiable need. An insatiable need to buy more candles. And the more that Arthur gave to him, the more candles he always seemed to acquire. All the while, the man standing behind his shoulder, the man who fed into his worst impulses and darkest fears, was not the brightest wick in the candle store. And as Arthur gazed into the fireplace, wondering how he could have been so blind, and how he could be left in the dark for so long, as if a bright candle had just illuminated his darkest night, he had finally come to the realization that he alone had the power to end this vicious cycle, and that he alone had to put a stop to it once and for all.
Ooh.
So as he rode that long ride back to Roanoke Ridge, as he remembered every struggle that had come before, and all the people who had helped him get there, and yes, I am counting skeletons as people, he knew that this was going to be his Red Dead Redemption 2. For the PlayStation 4. Hurry! A lot of candles. Hurry!
We just got plenty of time, Micah. Time to discuss our finances.
Black Lung, you're back. Hooray.
That is quite a bit
He
of
does a
candles,
good
Dutch.
Micah voice.
No doubt expensive. Now, Dutch, I can hardly blame you on account of your traumatic brain injury, but as for Micah, well, Micah's
He's a rat.
stupid on his own.
You know we need the candles, Black Lung.
We don't.
That's a goddamn lie.
Dutch.
Dutch, think of the value.
What fucking value, Micah?
They're an investment, Black Lung.
It all makes sense now.
No, it damn well doesn't.
Dutch. Think.
Dutch, it's getting pretty dark out. You wanna buy some candles?
Dutch! You left me. You left me to die! My boy. That was literally the point. You're fucking weird. What? Can you go away now? Fuck! Perhaps I'm not the only one with brain damage.
That's right. Because I also hit my head too hard in a trolley accident. All that and so much more, Dutch. For fucking candles?
Be quiet, cowpoke. Be quiet. You live in the dark.
Excuse me,
You do some good.
I've been trying to contact you regarding a free trial to the new...
What?
Now!
Who made her voice?
Who among us? Is with me? And who are you again? God, I'm sorry.
Dutch, don't do this. You can't sell them, they're just gonna melt.
He's lying. He's lying, Dutch. You eat babies.
You eat babies.
Come on, Arthur. Tahiti's just ahead.
Fuck off. No,
2
I ain't
minutes.
taking directions from a deadbeat.
Come on.
You go.
Arthur, I told you I'd get to my child support payments after we got out of this mess.
I love you, random side character that I just met today. Now, I'll hold him off. Here. And promise me that you will go drunk driving at least once. I guarantee you it is quite the experience. Now go,
Arthur.
so that one fateful day,
Arthur!
you can achieve your Red Dead Redemption 2.
You're my brother.
I don't know who the hell you are. They should make a sequel game about you or something. Fuck it, I don't know.
Damn.
Hey, partner, I got a headache. You got some ibuprofen?
The low on the end.
This one's for you, Arthur. I'm going into Tahiti.
Hey there guys, it's me, side character Max0r, out here building John's house during the middle of an actual riot. Listen,
Oh.
this has been a very long video.
It's
with
okay,
a-
bro. Don't worry about it. I am almost in the end of this one, and then I'm going to post the videos, but I think I'm gonna do one more later.
Diverse amount of visual effects, and I just want you to know that these take a very long time to make. This and the last video took a lot out of me because my workday is about 10 hours long in order to finish 30 seconds of video, mainly because every single shot in this video has around 3 failed prototypes, and that shot of John flying into his house had to be repeated maybe 12 different times. So be patient with the next project, please. I could just be making slop right now, but I choose to make garbage instead. And on that note, a big thank you to all the people at my Patreon,
True.
who are the only reason
He
that
has
video
a
like this
channel
can
big
be made
enough
in
that
the
he
first
could
place.
do
And if you want
whatever
the
and
of further questionable
not care
endeavors,
anymore.
the link to do so is in the description. I am still working on creating Max0r merchandise, but again, I am one person, and this video has basically put me on the edge of a mental breakdown. As always, more insane gacha game content to come, and I hope that all of you have a very lumbago Tahiti or something. Fuck it, just play this game already.
Właśnie Actos. Iwan Maple Exato, Kinstroka, as Dutch, Gianni, Matragano, as John, Max0r, as Micah, Pumei, as Mr. Greenshot. Ok. Okay. If you watched it until here, please give it a like, comment something, and maybe subscribe. I don't know.